Hello, I'm Nadia and I'm here to talk to you today about shyness, about being shy, and how you can overcome the aspects of your shyness which are holding you back. Now, okay, let's get started. I'm on a bit of a mission to help shy people like me to be more mighty. Because I think we don't need fixing and we don't need to change who we are. But in a world that's filled with hot air and noise, it's really important for shy people to speak up and to stop hiding. You know, I'm not one of those loud, confident people who's here to lecture you and tell you to just stop being so shy and be more confident. Far from it. I know what it's like to struggle with shyness because I remember the day that I decided to hide away and to keep myself small. I've struggled with shyness for a number of years now. I remember it all started when I was 14. I was in the middle of a French conversation lesson and we were talking about films. I love French films. It's probably my favourite thing to talk about. Well, it was then at school anyway. And I think I kind of fancied myself as a bit of a film buff, wearing a beret and sitting in a cafe and drinking little tiny espresso coffees. And we had to record ourselves talking about a film, which I did, and we were in the new language laboratory. And this is aging me, but we had cassettes. Cassette players, and I thought this was like the height of modern tech. Anyway, I hit record and talked into my headset, and everything was fine. And then I hit play to listen back to what I'd said, and the idea was we were supposed to work on our accents. And to be fair, my French accent was pretty appalling. So I hit play. And then a really strange thing happened because the voice I heard was saying exactly what I had just said, but the voice was that of a tiny child. And I got really confused. I didn't understand who this kid was. I thought, have I hit the wrong button? How come they're saying exactly what I just said? And then, it dawned on me. I had this moment of realization, and I realized that that voice was me, and that's how I sounded. And I just didn't know. I had no idea. We didn't, in those days. There was no Instagram or Facebook or mobile phones. You didn't record yourself at all. So I had no idea how I sounded. And so in that moment, I realized I don't sound like everybody else, and that I'm a bit weird. And I made a decision in that moment. It was like this huge life shifting moment for me where I made this big limiting decision. And from that day, I vowed to keep this little voice of mine under wraps. I shrunk, and I decided I would be as kind of inconspicuous as I possibly could be. I was afraid that people were going to judge me or laugh at me, and so I decided to keep myself small so no one would notice how weird I am. And so for the rest of my school and student life, I kind of crept around. I decided I would never speak up in groups or give a presentation or a talk or be in any kind of show or performance. And I definitely wouldn't make videos, and I definitely wouldn't phone people that I didn't know. Because, what if I had to leave a voicemail message? That would just be the worst. My shyness over the years has cost me so much. It's made me hide away professionally and avoid all kinds of challenging and interesting situations. I've said no thank you to all kinds of opportunities, even really exciting ones. I've compared myself to others, and it's made me feel not good enough. I've avoided picking up the phone, having difficult conversations, having lots of conversations really. I've hidden away at parties, and I think I've missed out on lots of fun, especially when there's karaoke involved. I get really nervous, especially when I'm giving talks. And, I see other people doing great things, and I know I'm capable of doing those things, but for some reason I just get stuck. It can be so frustrating. And now that I think about it, I feel like me and my little voice have kind of slunk around in the background of life for a long time. And over the years, people have tried to change me and fix me. I've been sent off to all kinds of elocution lessons, to go and get gravelly gravitas. Talk about giving a girl a complex. Imagine being encouraged to lie on the floor and have to breathe into your tummy to try and transform the tone of your voice. I had a boss once who said to a client in front of me, "She might sound like a little girl, but she's got a big brain." And I just don't know how I felt about that. It was mortifying. And whilst my little voice might be perfect for cartoon voiceovers, I'm constantly being told that, or ASMR, if you know what that is, it makes me feel insecure, like people don't take me seriously, or that I'm weird. There's something wrong with me and that I need fixing, or that I should be, a different person. And it's not helped because roughly once a week someone calls my house and asks to speak to my mum. And in our house, I am the mum. It would be easy for me to feel sorry for myself and to hide, but I decided I had to do something a bit different, take action. Because if shy people like me keep quiet, and we don't give talks like this one, or speak on panels, or share our stories, or present podcasts, or be in videos, or write in newspapers, or be on the television, then we're invisible, and no one hears what we have to say. And the only people that we do hear are loud, confident, alpha type people. And so that's why I decided it was time for me to stand up, to speak up, and to stand out quietly, of course. I decided to stop hiding and try and show that shy can be mighty. I guess I wanted to sort of take ownership of shyness, and rather than it being some kind of impediment, I want to show that it's part of who we are. And I knew that if I was able to speak up publicly about this without dying of nerves or dissolving into a sweaty heap on the floor, then I could take this mission further, beyond just it being a personal kind of promise. So I created Shy and Mighty to help shy people of all ages to overcome their insecurities and their doubts, and help them shine even in a very noisy world, in their own special way, without changing who they really are. And part of my work with Shy and Mighty is I've developed a system called Shycology, and I'm going to share some tips with you today. The world needs shy people. There's a space for us. There's a space for us to stand up and speak up and be heard. And I know that the picture of success that we're presented with is loud. If you think about politicians and business people, celebrities, people in the public eye, they're loud. Everyone's big and brash and pushy and arrogant, or at least overly confident. They seem overly confident, and it can be really off-putting. And if you don't fit that mold, if you're not like that, you can feel like you're not cut out for success. You can feel like it's not for you and that you're not good enough and that you need to change, but it's simply not true. If shy and quiet people don't speak up and we're underrepresented in society, then the only voices we hear are those loud voices. And if everyone was confident and shouty and talking over each other, nobody would be heard and nothing would get done. And I think that often in those situations, you've probably experienced it in class, but it works just the same in meetings, in any kind of group. People just start speaking over each other, and I don't think you end up getting the best answers. It's been proven you don't get the best solutions or the best ideas when everyone's speaking at once and nobody's listening. And the truth is, and it's been proven, that we need a mixture of personalities. It's called cognitive diversity. We need a different mix of like a whole kind of like a smoothie, I guess. A smoothie made up of different personalities all mushed in together. So that we get the best work done, we get the best ideas and solutions and different perspectives. Shy people don't need fixing. We have superpowers. So it's not just that we're not broken, we have special powers. And it took me a long time to see this. When you're shy, you're not always talking. You tend to sit back and look and observe and listen. We're often self-aware and creative and more thoughtful and empathetic and kind. And shy people tend to listen more than they talk. We observe in detail and think on a deeper level. So we're able to come up with solutions and ideas to things that are in front of us, to solve problems. And we're often really good at forming deep relationships, deep connections, not just superficial, flitting around. We get to know people properly. And so there's certain fields where we really excel. For example, shy people make really good psychologists and counsellors, consultants, problem solvers. And we make good researchers because we're thinking deeply and solving problems. And you see, there is a place for this kind of quiet success. And if you're someone who thinks more deeply and is aware of the risks around you, that's a good thing. If you're softly spoken, like me, people need to listen more carefully. They need to lean in to hear you. And I think there's truth to that saying, softly spoken. Oh no, what is it? I always get it wrong. I've written it down. Strong words, softly spoken. I always get that confused. Strong words, softly spoken. Yeah? If you're softly spoken, people pay attention. And if you're not constantly talking, when you do actually say something, it's usually because you have something important to say. I think it's really important that we are more authentic and more accepting of who we are. We're nicer to ourselves. Instead of giving ourselves a hard time, pointing out all our flaws and failings and wishing we were different, what if we were actually nice to ourselves? Let's put a stop to negative self-talk. Let's stop wishing we were different. Let's stop being so hard on ourselves. And let's stop trying to be more like other people. Because you're amazing just the way you are. I think it's also important that we stop worrying about what other people think of us. I don't like people watching me. I'm so self-conscious. Whether I'm speaking French or doing karaoke, or I'm at the gym or I'm giving a talk, I get really aware and embarrassed that people are looking at me. I just don't like it. I think I'm worried that people are judging me. And I think also that I might mess up, or that I'm not good enough, or they won't like what I have to say or what I'm doing. But the thing is, I'm not that important. People are busy. They're busy doing their own thing, and they're not really looking at me. When I'm in the gym working out and I'm shy, and a bit embarrassed that people are looking at me, the chances are they're not. They're just getting on with their own thing. And it took me a while to realise this, and I've had to really work on it. But I'd like you to do the same. Stop worrying about what other people think of you. Instead of wasting energy on this stuff, focus instead on what you're doing, on making what you're doing the best it can possibly be. Changing lives for other people, having an impact, that's more important than worrying about what other people might think of you. My next piece of advice is to reframe your fear. You know, when you're nervous, like I was before I made this video, I had like a butterfly feeling in my tummy and a bit of a tingly feeling in my arms. Now, that's part of the fight or flight reflex. Adrenaline's pumping through your body because your brain tells it to. Your brain is trying to keep you safe. But when I'm giving a talk, I am safe. You know, when I'm maybe going for an interview or presenting something, I'm safe. I'm not in mortal danger. So what I do is I try and reframe my fear as excitement. I try and see it as a buzz. So first of all, I recognise I'm okay, and second of all, I try and reframe it. I say, wow, I'm buzzing, so excited. It's like I've just drunk a large cup of coffee. And so rather than fear or worry or anxiety or nerves, I simply think of it as excitement. And that way I'm able to get on with doing what I want to do and succeed in my work and achieve bigger things. You know, it's time for us shy people to shine, because as a result of embracing my little voice, the thing that could have held me back, you know, I've managed to build a career as an author, a coach, a podcaster, can you believe, and a speaker. Who would have thought it? You know, I've discovered that being yourself is the only way to succeed in life, and that shyness is a kind of superpower. And the only person who can get in the way of your success is you. And the biggest, saddest thing of all is if you hide and you don't share your talents and gifts with the world. If you keep yourself hidden because you're worried about what people think, or that you're not good enough, or that you don't look or sound like other people, then your impact shrinks, and so does your life. And nobody gets to benefit from your brilliance. And believe me, I work with clients of all ages, even people in their 60s who are still struggling to come to terms with their shyness. Don't waste all those years living in the background of your life. You can do something about it now, just by understanding what makes you you and the way you are, and getting the help that you need, being part of something like Shy and Mighty, something which is going to support you and show you that you are in fact perfect just the way you are. For me, it's about being shy and mighty. I don't want to change who I am. I'm still a shy person, but I can be mighty too. The thing is, becoming stronger and braver and more mighty, it doesn't happen overnight. I can't just click my fingers and change the way I am. And I don't want to change who I am. But I want to become braver, and I want you to do this as well. I want you to become braver gradually, more mighty over time. It doesn't happen by magic, but we're interested in mightiness that lasts. If you want big muscles, you have to work on them. You don't just, you're not going to just take some kind of magic pill and wake up with big guns. You're going to go to the gym and work on your muscles bit by bit. And it's the same with becoming more mighty. We have to aim for these little steps, little by little, day by day, and it will build up. The key is to keep on moving forwards. So As you move up through the school and on to whatever comes next, I want you to be more mighty and remember that shyness is a superpower. No more holding yourself back. No more keeping yourself small or hiding away. No more wishing you were different or pretending to be something you're not. Be the biggest, most impactful version of you and change the world in your own quiet way. What are you going to do first? Well, I've made a little something for you. It's a toolkit with some activities to help you be more mighty. So if you head over to shyandmighty.com/kit, you can download your copy. You can also go to shyandmighty.com and you can check out the podcast and have a read. There's lots of interesting and inspiring bits and bobs on there too. So head over to shyandmighty.com/kit and have a look around shyandmighty.com as well. And I hope you found this useful. I also look forward to connecting with you on Instagram. You can find me at IamShyandMighty. And I want to hear from you, and if you've got any questions or you need any help, just let me know, okay? Good. All right then, that's it from me. I'm sure you've got lots of other talks to watch today, so I hope you found this useful, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Bye, see ya.